Hey! Hey! Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Arlise Maxine and I am an artist and a content creator. I have a chill studio vlog for you guys today. This is a realistic week in my life, doing some drawing, painting, air drying flowers, and also my hair is a different color now, so let's talk about it and enjoy the vlog. Okay, so my hair is still going to be my natural color in the rest of this vlog, except these parts of the video, only because I did not film any of the bleaching or dyeing process because it is time consuming and difficult and boring. So you guys just get the fun part, which is the reveal. But I do have like a before and after sort of thing, and I had some ideas to do yellow at first, then I changed my mind, and then I almost fainted doing it the first time, so I had to wait a week to bleach it again. Don't know what happened there. If you're interested, I used Arctic Fox hair dye. It's semi-permanent. So this is a little bit of aquamarine, that's why it looks very teal and greeny, and a little bit of periwinkle, which you can barely see, but since I had so little of the aquamarine, I just sort of used that as filler and some of my own hair conditioner just so I have enough to cover all the parts. So quick hair tour before we get on with the vlog. I did the bangs and like sideburns and stuff, and also the back of my head, so almost like a under halo sort of thing. That's how that looks. Yeah, on with the vlog. The first thing I did in this vlog was deciding to preserve my bouquet of flowers. I read about like how to preserve any kind of like a flower or a bouquet of flowers, and sort of the top thing that came up was air drying. So I thought that'd be simple for me to do, and it will be preserved, still keep their shape, and it might wilt a little bit. So the first thing I did was start picking off any of the dead leaves so that they don't continue to fall off. I believe that's why you do it. And there were a lot. This is about a week old, the group of flowers, so there was a couple of dead leaves to pull off, and it was pretty slimy because I had to take it out of the water. There were a couple of flowers that I didn't think were alive enough to continue to preserve, so I grouped them all up in the bouquet, and then I rubber band them a bunch so that they all stayed together, and then I tied the end with a string and hung it up. And so it's hanging on a curtain rod right now, and it's looking pretty, I mean, it looked really nice when I put it up. And update at the end of how it turned out after a couple of days. Hey! Currently working on editing the clay birds video, so check that out. A long time since I worked with clay, so it was really fun to do it again. So many memories came back when I was making the birds, because it was almost the same shape as when I made the clay cats, which is so cute. With the results of the clay birds, my boyfriend really thought they were awesome and he wanted one for himself. So I made him a pigeon bird, because that's the one he wanted, and it looks exactly like the first one that I made. So I'm gonna paint that today as well. So yeah, I'll do some editing, painting, and I don't know, whatever else. So let's lock in and start editing. Got my painting shirt on. I painted a lot of things in this. I painted our room walls while wearing the shirt. I think I painted the Ming portrait in this shirt. Ming is still sleeping here. Such a sleepy girl. Time to paint the little pigeon. Oh, I forgot to sand this. And I save any leftover paint I have, if I have a lot left over. So these are the cups that I used when I was painting the birds, and I labeled it birds so that I remember what they were for in case I need to do some kind of touch up. And I'm glad I did save it, because now I'm painting another one. Before I start to use the triple thick gloss again, I realized I didn't really give a review or like my first impressions in the clay video, so I'll do that. I did like a ton of like TikTok research on like best air dry clay out there, and then I also came across a bunch of videos of people trying to look for the best gloss, like a resin alternative. A couple of people in the comments of those videos were like, this is the best. So I got that to try as well, because if I'm going to be using a new clay that I hear is also the best, like a lot of people said that it doesn't break, it doesn't crack very much, and it's just extremely durable, a lot more than the Crayola air dry clay, which you guys know I've used for a long time. And everybody is right. I never realized it. It does disintegrate pretty badly. I've had to throw out some of my older pieces because they've just started to bubble and just like crumble, and I've dropped a couple of my pieces. I dropped one of the clay cats. So yeah, it does break pretty easily, so I wanted to make sure that these birds were going to be in tip-top shape. So I tried the new clay. It is awesome. I had no cracking at all, which is what I was really worried about, especially such it being so small. But yeah, the trip back to the gloss, it is a little smelly upon opening. It leaves a really nice shine, very shiny, compared to, let's actually compare it. I think I used Sculpey gloss here, and this is triple thick. This is almost like I barely glazed it, like it's so thin. And this is just one coat. Pretty good. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay. There we go. That hurts. Yeah, so it smells pretty bad. I should move Ming. On the next day I did some drawing, and I decided to draw on my easel again, just so I have some stability and try to get those proportions as best as I can. I'm also just trying to fill in some of the gaps on some of my sketchbook pages that I've sort of abandoned, and I want to get back to and finish those pages so I don't have a bunch of negative space on a lot of these pages once I give you a sketchbook tour. So there's some couple of random colored pencil drawings that I was doing here while watching an Uncomfy vlog. She was making everything she ate during Lunar New Year out of clay, which is really cool. It's like a bunch of like little dishes made out of clay, which is really, really cute. And it was just inspiring to watch other artists while I draw, which is, I hope, why you guys watch my videos as well. I always say this is why I make videos too. I want to inspire others, just how others inspire me. So I'm just drawing some random things that I found on Pinterest, and then I decided to fill some of the gaps with some alcohol markers, honestly just picking any random color and just seeing what happens. Mostly stars, if you guessed it already. It's obviously going to be a star. That's the easiest way to just fill a gap. Any like small blank space on a sketchbook page, I just put a couple stars on it. And that's what happens when you grab any random color to draw random things in your sketchbook. It turns out kind of weird. But I continued on just to see what would happen, And since this one is turning out so strange, I kind of just left it the way it is and tried to find another page that I could also fix. I have another page almost exactly like that, random colored pencils here, and brought those markers back and just decided to do some yellow in the background, and you guessed it, some more stars. Almost done. It's crazy. I've seen a ton of content online of people doing like sketchbook analysis, like explain like what they liked or didn't like about it. So I wanted to try that. I have a couple of favorite pages in here. Like I showed you guys, I'm nearly done with this, so it's so crazy how fast I'm flying through the sketchbook. This is my favorite page so far. I love this page. It's really fun doing watercolor in here, and painting obviously works. Acrylic paint works really well. It's like not like super warped at all. That's how thick these pages are. So the first thing I did to make this Instagram post about my sketchbook is take some pictures of my sketchbook. So I have my sketchbook out here. I'm just gonna take a first initial picture of just me holding the sketchbook, and then some of my favorite sketchbook spreads that I know I want to use. Then I sent all of those images to my iPad, and I am going to erase the background on all of the photos of my sketchbook just so I have my sketchbook. So the tool that I'm using is the freehand selection tool, and I'm only drawing the curves because I can't really replicate that, as well as just tapping it like this to get that exact shape, and then tap a little circle and then hit copy and paste, and you will have just exactly what you selected using the selection tool. Super easy and very simple, unless you have a very like intricate jagged image that you're trying to erase the background of. You could also use Photoshop. And then I wrote out sketchbook analysis, and basically just adding some Gaussian blur to some of these images. And then I placed all the sketchbook pages that I selected out in the middle of the page, and then added some details, some things that I liked or didn't like about the pages, just analyzing it. So make sure to give this post a like on Instagram and hit follow while you're there. And these are how all the photos turned out. So hope you enjoyed the vlog. Update on the flowers. The roses turned purple. That's really cool. I didn't know they could do that. And a lot of the greenery is still very green. I didn't realize that I was also preserving leaves, which they might not last as long as the flowers do. Didn't think about that. Anyway, a lot of the bigger purple flowers are still very much alive. Not sure why, since it hasn't had water in like 3 weeks now. That was the vlog. Hope you enjoyed. If you noticed my desktop in the background and that really cool wallpaper, you can get it yourself on my Patreon. Join and become a patron and to get exclusive monthly rewards and content. It was a whole like matching like bundle set. So there's the desktop wallpaper and little folder icons to look like ladybugs, and 2 matching phone wallpapers, a ladybug wallpaper, and a bow wallpaper. So you can also mix and match. I have the ladybug as my lock screen and the bow as my home screen, but these are the March themed rewards, sort of lucky theme for St. Patrick's Day. It's just like a fun 4-leaf clover, which is basically a reiteration of that 4-leaf clover painting that I did. Go over there to become a patron and check all that out. I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.